Welcome to the Blade Job, everybody. My name is High Voltage Scott Perkins at High Voltage 1987 on Twitter. I don't care if you don't want me to say. Today we do something a little different. We are telling stories from our listeners about their favorite times meeting wrestlers, interactions with them. We talk about the Dukes of Hazzard and how James Ryan Trainer's dad has a gun. Enjoy.
I enjoyed it. And to do something a little different, we are opening up with a fan submission from my good friend, Mr. David Porkchop. Follow him on Twitter at David Porkchop. This is a little story, an audio story, about Damien Sandow. Enjoy.
Audio stories. It's like reading, but easier.
What's cooking, everybody? David Porkchop here. This is the Atari 5200 version of the classic arcade game Centipede. Well, this has nothing to do with anything, but this is a special video for the Blade Job show there. Means for me to get my little story there to you about meeting your favorite wrestler or whatnot. And I have only one story about that. For meeting my favorite, meeting a wrestler of any kind there. Happens to be my favorite wrestler. And of course, anybody who knows me will be able to tell you exactly who that is there. Of course. Michael McGillicuddy. Nah, I'm kidding. It's Damien Sandow there. Whatchamacallit. It was after he was let go from WWE. He had a little signing thing going on there, which I paid to check out, or whatever. It was at a bowling alley in Woodbridge, New Jersey, which I happened to be on vacation in a neighboring town there, because I was from the neighboring town, Perth Amboy, staying with a friend of mine for vacation. And I had my Damien Sandow shirt on, and at first I thought, oh, whatever. There was a handful of people there. And I've been to that bowling alley before. So lo and behold, he comes in, he says hi to a few people, he gets himself up in a room. He gave me a fist bump saying, hey, you're wearing the right shirt there, because I was wearing my Damien Sandow t-shirt here. Let me see if I'll pick this up here. 1 second. There we go. You get the idea there. But there he is, there, and there I am. And this was about a week before his tenure on Impact, let's just say there, as Aaron Rex. And the thing is, when it was my turn to come up there, I was just like, wow, I was just all grins ear to ear. And he was sharing an anecdote with several people there about how he was trained by Killer Kowalski and things like that there. And I just sat there and all of it there. And then he apologized, like, oh, sorry, hey, we're just yakking away. And I just was like, hey, please don't need to apologize. I mean, I want to hear about, this stuff. I find it extremely fascinating. I could listen to anecdotes from him all day. I have no problem with that whatsoever there. I didn't have anything from the autograph, but he had some, cards. So he had, autograph. He had things where you can autograph his picture or whatever. So I bought one of those, and I have his autograph there. But the funny thing is, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that technical issue there. I brought up about the fact that, hey, us Worcester County guys got to stick together there when he was about to autograph the thing there. He's like, hey, you're from Worcester County? I think that was from Southbridge, and he didn't believe me, and he actually was like, he seemed very surprised that I came out all the way to, it was, just by sheer coincidence he was there, but they made it seem like I traveled all that way to go see him or whatever, and I got a couple pictures with him there, which one of them you saw there, the other one's identical to that anyway. I showed him my license, which he probably was a little taken aback the fact I showed him my license there to prove to him that I was from, Massachusetts and whatnot. He autographed my thing, to me, 508, which is the, popular area code around here or whatever. And I mentioned where I lived, and, he's like, hey, he used to train at the old high school there, which I literally live right down the street from there. I could walk there literally, and that's I attended there briefly my freshman year in high school. He said that Killer Kowalski trained him and whatnot there, and he recommended that diner in North Oxford, which I still haven't gone to, the one with the pigs, the pig bus or whatever the hell I forget what the hell it's called, but but he was very polite to me, and I told him, like, hey, whatever you got going on in the future there, you have my viewership and subscription there, which I held true to that. I watched every episode of Impact he was on, and this new travel book thing he's got going on there, I'm going to pick that up there. It's a way of supporting him. I wish he'd be back in WWE, but hey, it's a, sense of loyalty to the guy, because he completely changed my opinion about wrestling, whatnot there, because before, I was like, but then this new, different character came about there, and I thought, this is interesting there, because, the whole thing about, good or evil there, he was interesting and cool, he was a character there, and I really appreciated it there, and, he had a decent skill set and whatnot. I felt, I emotionally reacted to him, when he went crazy and he was dressing in all those goofy costumes, when he lost out the money, and when he lost his Money in the Bank match to John Cena there, when he cashed in the briefcase, I felt for him on that, and then, when he came out, dressed like this, I really felt for him, like, oh god, what have you done? But then when he got the turn on the Miz and whatnot there you go, like, that Royal Rumble where Daniel Bryan got knocked out, early, one of the few moments where people were cheering was, when, it was his time to come out, and, Miz wanted him to get, like, hey, okay, you stay where you are, I'm gonna go in because I'm the Miz, again, or whatever. Miz got knocked out, and everybody in the audience was rooting him on, and, I forget who he was up against, but he didn't get very far. But, needless to say, it was a brief moment, for a brief moment there, they actually would have forgotten about the whole debacle about that particular whole Royal Rumble there. If he was given a chance to shine and hang in there for a little bit, then, who knows, things might turn out for the better. Everybody tends to forget that. Seriously, check out that Royal Rumble and watch the bit with him in there and see the way people react to him, or just watch any instance when they react to him, like like that Royal Rumble pre-show. The last year he was there, when he came out, he got one of the biggest pops there, and everybody was saying, "We want Sandow, we want Sandow," and that's true. Still want Sandow there, but anywho, he was very kind to me, very polite, shook my hand there, got a picture with him. He had to pay for it, but still, pretty awesome. Very kind dude, so, no regrets. Okay, I rambled enough. Laters. Oh, by the way, check out the Blade Job show there, and some other future projects they have lined up there. We'll see. Crossover, maybe? We'll see. Laters. P.S. Don't slouch.
Scott, where can we follow you on Twitter?
Oh, slowly.
High
Now we're
Voltage
off. Now we're back on.
1987. I'm going to say it like 100 times.
I know you are.
episode.
All right.
Still thinking.
Welcome to the Blade Job. You can follow us at the Blade Job Show on Twitter. That's me. Follow my personal. I can plug my own account now.
It's about fucking time.
Jesus
What is it?
Christ.
At Blade Job JRT. I don't even.
I'm
don't
supposed
know,
to remember it.
Twitter.
Yeah, you're the one
I
on.
don't fucking remember
Twitter and
already.
shit all the
Something
time.
like that. I'll post it in the comments. What about you?
Don't
Tommy
act like
Collins?
you're above this and you don't care. It's written down right in front of you on that piece of paper.
No,
Jesus.
it's not. You pretend like this is a real script.
Christ.
You can also follow Tom Collins.
Yeah, if you want, whatever. Hey, how are you doing today?
Good.
Why do we rush through that? Why don't we just talk to each other every once in a while?
You can also follow Trash Can. Trash Can, where can we follow you?
That's right. This is fucking so stupid.
At
What are we doing today?
AOL.com.
His page on Angel Fire.
Oh shit.
His tripod page.
And of course,
GeoCities.
iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel.
Wherever quality podcasts are sold.
Yeah.
We're in the discount rack.
And pretty much. And also Facebook.com/TheBladeJob. We're doing something different today. We are.
No, we're not. We're sitting in front of microphones, talking, interrupting each other, making fun of each other.
But we're talking about different things.
Shaking a trash can.
We are. We took. Shut the fuck up!
Jesus. Hey, so.
Don't you hate it when mom and dad fight?
Quick question for
Mom
you
has
there.
a beard, dad's a trash can.
Man. It's like you read my biography. So. I'm done now.
All right, so what we're doing today is we took submissions on Twitter from wonderful viewers / listeners like you.
Who the fuck are they viewing?
I don't know. They can watch that picture of the logo on
Yeah.
YouTube. So I mean, they
The
can
real
view
question is
something.
why.
I don't know.
I'm watching you.
Mr. Darren was saying that he has a
Darren Young.
Nope. Mags and Bags. He has like a
Magnum
170-inch
PI
projector, and I was like, you should totally stare at our logo on that. I mean, why not? I guess Melissa watches it on a 70-inch TV, so we're pretty fucking important.
They know that you. Never mind.
Yeah, it's fine.
Never mind.
So we took
You just listen to it. You don't have to look at the logo
Listener-
to hear the podcast, right?
submissions of your favorite moments meeting wrestlers, being backstage, things like that. So we're pretty much just going to talk about those today because, I mean, this weekend is TakeOver and Money in the Bank, and this show probably won't be out before those events happen. So
I guarantee it.
what's the point of talking about them?
I don't know.
What's the point of anything?
Nothing.
Ricochet, Velveteen Dream, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa.
And that's pretty much the best matches of the weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
TakeOver's going to be sick, but
Yeah,
No, good thing we're not talking about it.
we're not.
we did the last couple weeks.
So,
You dildo.
dildo. Right out of the gate,
Can't say dildo on the internet.
Wait. Right out of the gate. Slap nuts.
slap nuts.
Continue.
Judy Bagwell on pole.
Judy Bagwell.
On a forklift.
On a fork truck.
So we're gonna kick off right off the bat. Kick it off. Super kick it off
Oh, I get it.
with a submission.
I get it.
from
What?
other than you guys, obviously.
It's a play on words.
You're my
Oh,
favorite.
I get it.
But my second favorite podcaster, which is
So wait, who's the first?
you guys.
But there's two of. Okay, anyway.
That's
So
fine.
what's the order of the two of us? Is it him and me, or me and
Who's
him?
Shawn Michaels? Who's Y2J?
Yeah.
Oh well, Scott's obviously Y2J, and Tommy Collins is Shawn
So
Michaels.
I think he likes me
So-
more, but you're ultimately better.
I just wanted to make sure you couldn't be Shawn Michaels.
No, don't let him turn this around. Let's make him make the decision. I don't want to fight with you. It's us against him.
We do
not
enough.
us against
We
each
do
other.
enough fighting anyway.
So
Just go.
Super
Moving
kicking
on.
it
Yeah.
with
on
Kelsey.
stay on topic there, James.
also the co-host of
Jimmy.
Two Face Podcast. So she submitted. Big Ring of Honor and New Japan. You're an asshole.
Fan.
Ring
Not
of
you,
Japan.
Kelsey, but
Yeah,
Scott is.
why would you
Why are
say
you calling
that?
Kelsey an asshole?
Yeah, you dildo. Why would you say that about our lovely viewers?
Oh, and just for scientific, the scientific name for a dildo is a fake wiener.
Dude, I know you can't say wiener on the internet.
No, you can't.
You can swear in the woods too.
So Kelsey is a very big Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling fan, and her podcasts are awesome. I enjoy them. You should definitely listen to them. Follow her on Twitter at SuperKickingIt. Also follow Two Face Wrestling Pod.
What's the podcast? Two-Face
Two
Wrestling?
Face Wrestling Pod.
TwoFaceWrestlingPod.com. Enter promo code BladeJob for 20% off their latest episode.
So hers is a bit lengthy,
get
so
us a
I am
promo
just
deal.
going to read it.
Yeah, with your size 8 font.
It's 11. Thank you very much. You just need glasses, old man.
You're supposed to put it at 11.5 and set the margins fucking super narrow. I'll hit that 10-page fucking...
First time I met the Young Bucks, they said I don't have to pay because I was in costume dressed like them. But I paid anyway. Same day, I was already walking around, and Cody, right after his first Wrestle Kingdom match, was standing nearby. I looked at him and he smiled. Oh. I said I would love a picture, which I shouldn't have done without a ticket. Good on you, Kelsey, having...
But I thought she paid.
No, we just went over this.
She said you paid anyway, huh?
Yeah.
And I added...
Yeah, we just went over this. She paid anyway.
I don't have a ticket. I can go get one. He said, no, it's okay. Come on over here. He asked if I wanted to see something cool, and he showed me his shiny new bullet-shaped cufflinks. I've heard him talk about his philosophy about meeting fans, and I can attest it's true. He was so nice. Also, my favorite story, which I've already told before, but it never gets old to me. I was in England visiting for work reasons. Happened to be a WCPW show, now Defiant, show in Newcastle around the days I was there. I went and had a first-row ticket.
So she did have tickets.
No, this is a different part of the story.
Okay, go on.
You need to stop interrupting me, young man.
Go on.
All right.
I'll turn this fucking podcast
Yeah,
right
I will
around.
turn this podcast around.
Thing's already off the rails.
During the Bucks and War Machine match, Matt looked at me after a near fall and yelled out, but Kelsey, that was 3. Then in the same match, shortly after that, Nick pointed at me. Silly stuff, but it meant a lot, and the match and the crowd was fantastic. That will always be my favorite thing ever. Those are strong words. Final Buck story, first NGPW show she went to. They asked how she was. She said great, but I was bummed that they stopped selling tickets because I wanted to get one to meet Kenny. And now I can't, that being Kenny Omega, current IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
It's true.
They said, hold on a second, and called Kenny over to see her in her Bucks costume. And I just went from first person to third person.
You did that already. Yeah.
They filmed it, and that was
the worst storyteller ever.
That was the second time that I was on Being the Elite. And then I made my fake Nick doll, which is a blow-up doll. I don't care what she says. It's a blow-up doll, which is kind of awkward. She made her... I made my... Shit, I'm bad at this. Fake Nick doll super kick Kenny.
We know.
Kelsey, thank you. I've actually heard a couple of these stories from her before, and she lives a pretty cool life. Like, hanging out with the Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Get to go to England? That's cool.
Didn't you do that before?
I've never been to England.
Oh, I thought you had. I thought you said you had.
No, it was me.
He's been to England.
He went to Argentina.
Yeah, because you played rugby in England. Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes sense. I remember when you went to Argentina, you came back and you were a bronze god.
Now I'm just...
God.
I am God.
So
I think that's safe to say without being struck down.
Yeah, nothing.
Yes, it is, doggone.
So, Kelsey, thank you very much. I always like hearing from you anyways. Interacting. If you don't follow Kelsey on Twitter, @SuperKickingIt, she's just fun. She's very wholesome. She's very family-friendly.
So,
the opposite of us.
We are loud, obnoxious dicks. She's just like a sweet young lady.
Yeah, it makes me feel bad about myself.
Well, I mean, that's not the only reason you should feel bad about yourself.
No, there's other reasons, but like that like brings it to light.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, all this stuff. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm just a big, fat, foul-mouthed asshole.
Yeah.
I know you are, but we're talking about Kelsey right now.
Yeah.
I'm not that fat anymore.
Good for you.
Not that fat.
Good for you. Not that fat.
I'm husky. I am the definition of skinny fat.
Like Husky Harris.
No, he was actually fat.
Yeah, no.
Now he's like strong guy fat.
I'm like I should wear 32 pants, but I have to wear a 34 because I'm like just a little bit fat.
Moving on.
I don't understand. I mean, you're small, whatever.
Yeah, I'm also 5.5 feet tall. Like I'm very short.
Short.
You're small too. Oh, look at me. I don't eat carbs.
Yeah, and it's making me miserable. That's why I'm eating carbs this weekend for NXT and Money in the Bank.
Then don't do
Make
it.
them
Then just
fart.
eat carbs all the time.
No, because then I'll be fat again.
So you just admit you're not fat.
Fatter again.
God.
All right. I'm going to make one of you assholes read something.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the phone book, starting with the letter X. I'm gonna read Oz Marley.
Did he die? Because he doesn't post on Twitter nearly as much as he
You're
used
thinking
to.
of Bob Marley.
Nope. Bob Marley is a different person. He is
You're
dead.
thinking of Ozzy Osbourne.
Also not dead.
So Oz Marley isn't dead.
No.
That's what you're saying. Okay, good. Cool.
But I'm assuming he might
Awesome.
be.
Okay, so Oz Marley, Steel Post Media, Satellite Dish, at Steel Post Media on the Twitters.
Try
on the
follow
tweets.
him at Steel Post Media Satellite Dish.
Satellite Dish. There is a Satellite Dish in this picture. Is that supposed to be there?
Yeah.
Okay.
As part of his Twitter handle.
People always put like crazy shit.
Wingdings.
There's like Canadian flags and such.
Yeah, or like winky faces.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Warren Hayes has the monocle. That's
What
pretty nice.
does... So, on the internet, and people like type something, and then they'll put a capital X and a capital D. What does that mean?
I think it's
Means
supposed
you're
to
gonna
be like
get that D.
You're very happy, like your eyes are squinted and you have a big smile on your face.
Yeah, like the big D.
Oh.
Yeah, like ha.
Yeah, like
All right, cool. I don't know. I try to type in like proper grammar and shit when I'm on the internet, so I never know what anybody means.
Shit.
Nah, I
He's,
do. I use punctuation and capitals and question
I do
marks and
too,
such.
but I'm
showing
still
you
a
what it means
dickhead.
by visually making those faces is really good radio.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Oz Marley, huh?
Oz Marley. Just a few weeks ago when I went to Ring of Honor War of the Worlds tour, I had two First Evil and... Oh, I had two. First, see, he didn't use proper grammar.
Yeah,
so
come on,
fuck
Oz.
me up. Come on, man.
Yeah, and someone that has a satellite
First, Evil and
dish in
Sonata
there.
walked right past us with the IWGP tag belts. But during intermission, the Kingdom took over merch stand and was taking pictures with anyone who had their shirt on. It was cool.
You didn't wait long enough. It's ...
Yeah,
It was cool.
Oh, there was two dots.
I like how that seems to be a new heel thing where certain heel teams will just take over merch tables during intermissions and stuff. Who was it? Someone actually like put on a wig. Someone bailed from a show, and a different wrestler like put on a wig and sat at their merch table and pretended to be them the entire time. And I blanking. I feel like it was like Sid Vicious dropped the show because it sounds like something Vicious would do, and then someone else. It might have been Taven actually. It was like put on a wig and was just like, "I'll do it." I don't know. Thank you, Oz. Again, you can follow Oz Marley at Steel Post Media. He's actually one of our oldest Twitter people.
That's why I chose him.
Yeah, I don't know why you put him on the end of the list.
Yeah.
I just kind of did this in order of submission for the most part.
Sure.
So
The
I
following
have
contest is scheduled for one fall.
a story of meeting an IWGP heavyweight tag champion.
You
and that is
do?
one Warbeard Hansen of War Machine.
War Raiders.
At
No,
the time,
it
it
was
was
War
War
Machine.
Machine. Now he's Hansen of the War Raiders.
Oh,
They
the
let him keep his
Oakland War
beard.
Raiders.
They let him keep his beard, made him drop the name. But still a war beard to me, goddammit.
God damn right.
Super nice guy. He also had the WCPW tag belts. And I said, hey, can I take a picture while holding your belt? And he was like, which one? And it was like, is that a real fucking question, bud?
IWGP, sir. I'm
But
still
yeah.
jealous of that.
That was cool. And but it was funny because I watched, because WCPW tapes their events, so he had that belt. He had won it like the day before, and then I also watched him that weekend defend. Oh no, it wasn't that weekend, it was the weekend before. Never mind. The story sucks.
Wow.
That was a
Tom
great
Reed.
story.
Very,
Make sure you ring that one out.
very
We're
on,
just cut the whole fucking
very
story.
on
Don't-
point
nope.
and succinct.
Don't even worry
Thanks,
about it.
bud.
I don't know, I'm eating candy. Leave me the fuck
Jesus
alone.
Christ, you're a dad. You think you'd be
No,
better at telling
that's
stories?
That's still like I'm super jealous of that because I ended up seeing Warbeard like a month after that or 2 months after that at XWA, and the only thing I wanted was to take a picture with the him and the tag titles or the
And?
tag title, and he had lost it the week before, and I
Where?
was super sad. Japan, yapping.
Who did
Like,
they lose that
did
to?
he tell someone?
Killer
so they
Elite
could
Squad,
find
I
it?
think.
I think it was.
Well, I-
I'm trying to remember.
Fucking
I tried.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer.
I like Davey. I
Yeah.
really do.
I don't.
Lance Armstrong.
Different guy.
David Finley. I like. If you're gonna go with a second generation, by second I mean like fourth or fifth.
Then I'm going
Finleys.
with
Talking about
David
New
Flair.
Japan right now.
Oh,
And no, you're not.
David Flair was good.
Was he though?
No, he wasn't. He was terrible. But in the segments where Vince Russo invaded Ric Flair's house, we got to see a young Ashley Flair, known now as Charlotte.
That's true,
Go ahead, Tommy Collins.
bro.
You guys done?
Yeah, I
Alright.
said bro. That was my Vince Russo impression.
He says, bro.
Yeah.
I should probably watch wrestling once in a while.
You should.
Don't live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's true.
Then I don't have to be around people. Which one? I'm gonna do. Oh, film Snowberry.
It's snobbery.
Yeah, same thing. At Film Snobbery, June 14th.
Nope, it's just at Film Snobbery.
Then why do you have June 14th on there?
That's the date of the submission.
Jesus Christ, man.
And Film Snobbery is hosted by my good friend Nick. It's actually the first show I ever did on the internet was Film Snobbery. So,
this is from you.
nope, I don't
You
work for them
do
anymore.
Film
Was there a
Snobbery.
black couch?
Yeah, and he had me sit on it, And then
It's not the only thing you said. Huh?
no, it was
His
weird.
wiener.
Oh
God,
man,
dude, I said you can't say wiener on the internet.
We can ring it out.
We'll beep it out. Change it to like penis or something.
Like when I said your
Or
real
cock.
name a minute ago. Don't forget to, I said his real
did?
name.
Oh, no one listens to you.
It's
no one listens to us in general.
All right, so from Film Snobbery, June 14th.
God damn it.
My dad was apparently drinking pals with George, quote, the animal, end quote, Steele. And he introduced him to me at a bar when I was somewhere between 3 and 5 years old. To this day, I still don't know if that was the actual guy or not. I like this story, short, to the point, leaves it on a cliffhanger.
But there is a continuation of that. This was Nick told me that the disclaimer is this was my alcoholic father, and this was like 11 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. So
Oh, in the morning? Oh,
yeah.
When we were talking before, I thought you said 11 o'clock at night on a weekday.
No.
Oh, that's fine. What else is he going to do? Go to school?
Nick, thank you.
Nerd.
Definitely follow Film Snobbery at Film Snobbery. Like I said,
10 o'clock p.m.
they do independent film reviews.
That's
interviews, stuff
fine
like
to bring
that.
a 3 to 5 year old child to a bar, right?
First show I ever did, and they have way more followers than we do on Twitter. They've got like 150,000.
And professionalism.
Yo, well, Nick, yeah, sure. Nick,
Hold
you're
on.
professional.
I bring my children to bars.
Yeah, that was the implication.
Yeah.
Drink ups and shit. There's always kids running around at those things. Oh, is it my turn? Do I get
No,
to read
No,
it?
I was just letting that sink in while that there was no context, and you just bragged about bringing a child to a bar. That's all.
I'm going to do one just because the day before our recording this was her birthday, so a story
Happy
about
birthday.
Miss Bailey of the WWE.
You should also be doing one because it's your turn. We're going
Yeah.
around. That's why.
Well, that's what the
Well,
Well,
choice
don't act like
of-
you're doing us a
son of a
favor.
bitch.
It's your turn.
This was from Ultimate Expedient at Jobber Rob, one of my other favorite Twitter people.
Jabba Rob.
Jobber Rob.
Jobber Rob B.
Second WWE show I went to with my daughter is a house show. Bailey came running out and hugged my daughter. Right before the match started, it was a tag match. She ended up giving her the shirt she was wearing. I don't ever hear bad stories about Bailey.
I heard she once ran over an old man.
The fuck?
Bailey or Jobber Rob's daughter?
Jabba Rob's daughter.
It's crazy.
I don't know why she was driving.
No. But no, in general I hear
Probably why
nothing
she
but
ended
good
up-
stories about Bailey. Apparently her character
Is her.
is just her.
Yeah.
It's just an
Bailey
extension
and
of
Pamela Martinez are the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because it's kind of nice to know that some of these people, like, you look at like a lot of super faces over the years that are really just complete assholes.
Like John Cena.
I've heard Cena's not a bad dude.
No, John Cena.
Yeah.
is very
John Cena
nice.
does, like,
real,
Make-A-Wish shit.
real asshole doing the most Make-A-Wish Foundation things ever.
Yeah.
But like, you know, probably maybe the biggest face of all time, Hogan.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think Hogan's a nice person?
No.
No, Hogan's
God,
a
no.
piece of shit. I don't know.
I really hope he never comes back, but I'm hearing rumors and it makes me sad.
From at Halloween Halpin.
What are you doing here?
I'm reading.
Oh, okay, go on.
Before the November 5th, 2005 SmackDown house show in St. Louis, Missouri, my friend and I were crossing the street next to the parking garage attached to the venue, the Savas Center. Matt Hardy comes flying down the road in his rental car. I think he was running late. He turned his car right through the crosswalk and nearly hit us. We made eye contact, and he looked spooked. Later on during the show, after he finished the match and was headed down the aisle, he recognized me, and we had a really funny moment where he couldn't believe it was me, and I couldn't believe he had remembered me.
He was all messed up in the head. He was spooked and broken.
Remember me.
No, he wasn't broken yet then. That was 2005.
Yeah, but that was laying the groundwork.
Yeah,
True.
Jesus.
This could have been
I know.
the creation of the broken
DH
character.
Halloween Halpin, you could have fucked him up. You could have fucked him up real good.
Yeah. I like this story
All just by obeying the laws, goddammit.
because it's a story about Matt Hardy almost killing someone.
Yeah.
Just like Bailey.
Nope, we just talked about this. Bailey,
What?
good person.
Didn't you say she drives stuff, right?
I might have made that up.
Oh.
She might drive. I don't know.
Should have checked my sources.
So now-
awkward.
before you go,
Now,
Mr.
Nope,
Collins,
now it's my
to
turn.
struggle to read.
I was going to make sure
I've
no one
read better than both of you.
no one has to read anything this time because
Oh, thank
we
God.
have
This
an
counts as
audio
my turn.
submission.
This counts as my turn.
Okay, fine, whatever. We have an audio submission from Mason of the MGB podcast. Follow them on Twitter at MGB podcast.
I love their podcast
It's a good podcast.
because
Use
you can
promo
tell
code
they have a lot
Blade
of
Job for 40% off
100%
their follow.
off.
Yes.
They-
Yes, you can. So,
actually good people.
and when we go into the discussion
Yeah, not like
of...
us.
I actually have not listened to this yet, but I know that...
I hope Mason swears on
I
it.
do too. But in the chance that Mason doesn't swear, in our discussion of what he says, maybe we should keep it a little PG, just for let him actually listen to it.
No.
Why would you not
can
tell
bring
us
that
that
up.
before?
Beep that out.
What?
All right, go to the audio clip.
Mason from the MGB Wrestling Podcast, and my wrestler that I chose is Benjamin Banks. We interviewed him on our podcast, the MGB Wrestling Podcast, and how we found out about him is he appeared at Nova Pro, the Sink or Swim project, and after the Sink or Swim on Twitter, they asked us for 5 people that they thought should come back to Nova Pro, and Benjamin Banks was one of them, and my Twitter account is at NGB Wrestling Podcast, and obviously it has the podcast in there, so he asked us if he could be on our podcast, and we said yes. We interviewed him. He's a great guy. He's met a lot of WWE wrestlers, and he's actually had a tag team with Billy Gunn. So he definitely has a lot of knowledge. He's a great guy, and he appeared at Nova Pro with Diamond Victor Griff, his tag team partner, and he's in the Golden Pinky Society with Diamond Victor Griff. And we saw him at VCW, and we got his Golden Pinky Society shirt, and Benjamin Banks signed my jersey. It has a Ducks logo for the Ugly Ducklings that we really like at Nova Pro, and it has 18 on the back. And I got him to sign the 1 because it looked like a pinky, and he is number 1. And him and actually Diamond Victor Griff signed it at VCW. And yeah, at VCW, Benjamin Banks, he won the Lucky 7, and now he's going to be number 20 in the Liberty Lottery, which is probably, I think, the biggest event at VCW. And we're going to interview him again on a later date. So I had a hard time picking between Benjamin Banks and PCO. I actually picked Benjamin Banks, but PCO was one of my honorable mentions. PCO, he beat in the Commonwealth Cup, which is like the WrestleMania for Nova Pro. He beat Nick Gage in the first round, and then in the second round, he lost to Eric Royal. And PCO, he's a WWE wrestler, and he's blind in one eye because he got shot in the eye with a pellet gun. And so it's kind of... That shows you how good of a wrestler he is. He's blind in one eye, and he's still such a great wrestler. And it's hard to do those suicide dives that he does almost every single match. Like, the second eye is to see how far away it is, but the first eye is to see, like, where it is. He doesn't really know how far it is, and I guess he can't really see how much speed to put in it, so that's a really good wrestler. And after his match with Eric Royal, even though he lost, Eric Royal, he's such a nice guy. He beat PCO, and he just rolled out the ring and just went straight to the back super quick. And PCO, he got a round of applause from the crowd, and he came after his hard match, and we asked him on Twitter, will he sign my jersey, and he said yes, and we didn't know he was going to sign it after his match. He just came and asked for the pen, and he was trying to push down, and I almost fell over because he's strong, and he didn't mean to push me super hard, but he just did. I don't know how. I almost fell over, and he signed my jersey, which I thought was really cool.
So, that was Mason from MGB Wrestling Podcast at MGB Wrestling Podcast
.com /
org.
The Blade Job.
The Blade Job. 10% off.
Mason, thank you. Thank you for being good at what you do.
No, and
Thank you for being better than us.
Yeah.
first and foremost, listening to that audio that Mason submitted, he's a very eloquent young man. Like, he can...
Yeah, he's English. They speak it better than us.
He's American.
He's American.
Graham's
When he tells
English.
a story, he doesn't switch between first and third person.
I'm English.
Swear too
American. I don't know. I speak English. Barely.
No, you don't.
You mumble.
Mason, thank you
You
very much.
mumble at best.
Benjamin Banks is actually someone that I wasn't super familiar with, but because
Sasha
of...
Banks' brother?
No.
Yes.
Cousin.
Because... Sure, why not?
Cousin brother.
Because of
Everyone watching Dukes of Hazzard
MGB
too?
Wrestling podcast.
No, not another D&D
I've
podcast.
started looking into Benjamin Banks, following him on Twitter and stuff like that, watching some of his matches, and I like him a lot. Like, he's a really talented dude. I actually had a couple interactions with him on Twitter the other day. Seems like a really nice dude. I mean,
Tell him I said, what's up?
yeah,
Do you know what I meant?
yeah.
Told you.
Obviously, you gotta be a pretty stand-up guy, in my opinion, to be able to, you find out you got this kid who has a podcast, and you offer them like, hey, I'd love to be on your show. That's just respectful, guy, because
Yeah, like making promises and not delivering. Mick Foley.
Hey, Mick Foley still has an opportunity to be on the MGB podcast. I can't wait. Hey, Mason, if you need a co-host for that show, just let me know. I'd be
Let him
more
know.
than
He will
happy.
talk to Scott Perkins, who would be happy to do it for you.
I'd love to.
Not at all. Mason, thank you
James
very
Trainer
much.
said he didn't want to do it.
Follow them on Twitter at MGB Wrestling Podcast.
I will drive down to Virginia. And just
Tonight.
He's not gonna. It's gonna be on the phone. Whatever.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Mason,
yeah, close for
thank
cell
you.
reception.
Not you, Graham. You didn't do nothing. I mean, I guess you created Mason.
Graham, you're still
PG.
a sweetheart.
PG. Keep it PG.
Graham's a math teacher, right?
I believe so. Maths.
Yeah.
Teacher.
Maths.
Yeah. What's
Maths.
2 plus 2, smart guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us
no
know.
one knows.
No.
I got to
It's a
finish
mystery.
some homework.
Common
So-
Core,
You
it's
can
like
let me know.
37. All right, so that was your turn.
No,
Tom,
it's just 37
thank
ways
you
to
very
solve
much,
that.
Tom, for letting me play that audio. In lieu of
It's all
you
right.
speaking.
Don't worry about it. No, I'm going to do one. I want to do one.
Are you?
Yeah. I, unlike some people in this room, take this show seriously.
Is it me? Do I not take it seriously?
I'm not going to point fingers and name names, all right? I'm not a narc. But yeah. This one is from Brian J. at Twitter handle at @BShowBrian.
Thank you.
I'm enunciating.
You are.
So, let me tell you the story, all right? So, we met Rich Swann on a plane last week.
You did?
See, right here, there's no... I need details. What kind of plane? Where was he going? Where was he coming from?
Or was it like the Great Plains?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kansas?
Like, was he going somewhere? Like, vacation? Was he coming back from vacation? Obviously, he was going
Business trip?
somewhere.
Business
or
casual?
pleasure? Biz Cash Fry?
Biz Cash Fry.
Anyway, so just send us a follow-up with that.
Yeah, please.
So
Need them deets, homie.
Rich Swann sat in a row ahead of us. Again, where on the plane was this?
Yeah,
You know,
was
the
this,
back.
Is this business? Is this coat? Like, what is this?
Were you in the last row? Then obviously he's in a row in front of you. Were you up
Obviously.
in first class and he was first class? I don't know. But apparently he's a super friendly guy. Rich Swann. I don't know about Brian J. I've never met him, and from the lack of detail, I'm not sure what's going on there. Though I wasn't able to get an autograph, I think my wife caught his cold. Lol.
And that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it?
I don't know.
Brian, thank you. Once again, at BShowBrian.
Like, were they going on vacation? His wife
I
now
don't know.
has a cold
Brian,
on vacation. That
let
just ruins
us
vacation.
know.
I
We
need
need
to
to
know.
know. Tommy Collins will not sleep until he knows this information.
No, I'm gonna sleep, just not very soundly.
Okay, so I mean, like, you'll toss and turn, maybe wake up in a cold sweat.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll be fine.
Okay.
I don't know. I got some stuff that'll help you sleep. Some of that jazz cabbage.
Some of that jazz cabbage
Jazz cabbage.
and heroin.
No, I don't have heroin.
Oh, all out.
I don't advocate drug use, people.
It's true. Except for all those times that you advocate drug use.
Yeah, you just asked if I wanted to go do drugs right before the show started.
I said
You
jazz
said, "Hey,
cabbage.
hey, you want to
No,
be my?"
before the show.
You said, "Hey, you want to be my drugs buddy?" Like, no, I just don't want to be your drugs buddy. That's kind of a weird thing. Why can't we just be friends?
say
you don't have to
no.
specify it as a drug buddy.
I'm pretty sure I just asked you to watch Takeover at my house.
Yeah, well, we shoot up heroin or something like
wasn't
that. I don't
heroin.
know. Crocodile.
Oh, that's that shit made out of gasoline that turns your skin all fucked
Yeah,
up.
the Russian shit.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, I'm all set. What?
James Trainer,
Come on.
I know it's
Yeah,
my
focus.
turn, but tell a personal story. I told a personal
It
story.
wasn't your turn anyways.
It
was
didn't go
mine.
well.
Yeah, it's
I
his
haven't
turn.
read one. I think I've only read one.
You have.
But anyway,
2.
I'm not
You
a
read
strong
2.
reader.
You aren't.
You read
so,
at Halloween Havoc.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's not close enough.
What?
So I was.
I remember how.
So growing up, I was kind of lucky that my dad was a cop in Worcester.
Pig
Yeah, pretty much.
This isn't on the list. Who sent this submission to you?
I did.
at Blade Job JRT.
This was all a
Yeah.
ruse, just so he could tell his story. That's what this podcast has all been leading up to. 20-something episodes ago, this was his plan from the start.
Go
Tell
on
an
Twitter. I said
inappropriate
this
Ric
3
Flair
days
story.
ago. I talked about.
You
this
know what I
God
want to
damn
do
it.
in like 2 years? Tell this story online.
It's been less than a year, just so you know. It feels like longer.
Feels like a
God,
lifetime.
Jesus Christ.
So my dad was
Where
a
does
cop,
the time go?
and I was
Did
lucky
he carry a
enough.
gun?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if he was like an English cop. They don't carry guns.
We're not in England.
Neither does Andy
Yeah, right
Taylor
now.
from the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
He was
So,
the sheriff of Mayberry.
how about before you pass judgment, see it from other people's
You know who
side?
doesn't carry guns? The Dukes of Hazzard. They carry bows because they're on
Like regular
probation.
bows or crossbows?
regular bows,
Oh,
like
nice.
compound bows.
Well, yeah, right.
then they have,
but
like-
not like crazy Walking Dead crossbows.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're not allowed to have guns, but
Right.
they do carry bows with fucking dynamite arrows.
So wait, but why don't they just have? I'm sure they're not allowed to jump their car off these hills, but they do that anyway.
Those Duke boys.
See,
Those Duke boys do it anyway.
When I watch the Dukes of Hazzard and they're like in a car chase downtown Hazard County, I like to think
So
that there's
every
every episode.
Episode, got it.
I like to think that there's like some normal people in Hazard County that are just like these fucking rednecks and their fucking car just smashing into everything and this fucking dumbass cop. Oh, I love it.
Isn't it? Is it a sheriff? Or
It doesn't matter.
well, it does matter because if these people are constantly voting for the sheriff back in,
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah, then they are also at fault if they don't realize that he's also part of the problem.
That's true.
Then it's also corrupt with Boss Hogg, Boss Hag,
Boss Hogg, J.D. Hogg,
Boss
Jefferson Davis Hogg.
Yeah, then I mean,
The first president of the Confederacy.
so maybe they aren't.
Also,
maybe
the
the
only
people aren't
president
at
of the
fault,
Confederacy.
and it's Boss Hogg.
Can we just cut
doing
this
a lot of
entire
stuff.
segment out?
Yeah, you were telling a story. I didn't know we were. I thought you were gonna talk while we just talked about other stuff.
Yeah, no.
Oh, well, I'm
All right, well,
I'm not gonna listen
either
anyway.
way-
Moving on.
Either
Who's
way,
next?
continue with your dad's a cop.
Yeah. So I spent a lot
a
of
gun.
time with a gun backstage at WWF, WCW, and ECW shows.
ECW.
So
ECW.
rapid fire. Do quick ones. Just get it out of the way. So I went to Nitro one time and walked by a conversation being had by Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, which I thought was just cool. I had no courage to go up and even remotely talk to either of them. So I
No,
just
because
kept
Arn
walking.
Anderson will give you a fucking spine buster,
Yeah.
then you'll be dead.
On the concrete. Fuck.
You'll be dead.
I wouldn't want to take one of those.
So, WWF show, it was a house show. And we were standing backstage, literally just kind of standing. We were probably about a foot away from a craft services table. And at a young age, I understood that pro wrestling was a show. It's all smoke and mirrors. I knew that they weren't really trying to kill each other. But this was the moment that it really kind of like clicked in my head that there's a whole different world to pro wrestling than what you see on TV. I'm standing there and all of a sudden I hear two people talking next to me. I turn to my left and not a foot away from me are Triple H and Stone Cold having a conversation, laughing, patting each other on the back, just being buddies.
Was that when they were the two-man power trip?
Nope, this is when they were feuding nonstop.
but they hated each other.
Exactly, because not an hour later, I saw them beat the shit out of each other.
He probably made fun of him when they were joking,
and that was the moment that it was like clicked in my head, like, holy shit, they're friends. Like, this is like, because I understood that they were just two people doing a job. They were acting out there, but to think about the backstage aspect, these guys, they travel together, they hang out together because they're on the road together 300 days. You know, that was a really big moment for me of just kind of like, oh, I get it. My final that I'll go with about me is...
It's all about you.
Yeah, I was backstage at ECW at the Palladium. And my father introduced me to two people. One person... I knew who both of them were. One of them was Sid Vicious. Fuck, he's big.
Sid Vicious
Yeah,
of the Sex Pistols.
he's a very big boy.
He is huge. And I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 13, 14 years old. Like, I was not an adult in any way.
Yeah.
The second person he introduced me to is someone I knew from television, but had I known
Andy Griffith?
really who this person
Jack
was, I would have probably asked for an autograph or a hug or a picture or something.
I hope it was the Duke Boys.
It was Paul Heyman.
Aw.
So...
Huh.
I think back
Paul
on
Heyman
that
Duke?
because I knew him from like WCW and ECW television, where he was a character. He's Paulie Dangerously or Louis Dangerously, where he wasn't the owner, he wasn't the booker. I didn't really understand that at that age, who Paul Heyman was, and I regret it that I didn't be like, hey, can I have a picture with you or something?
The second best manager of all time, heel manager.
Who's the first?
Brain.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You should be.
Yeah, we know.
So, finally, that was the last about me, but I have one about my dad.
Semantics. Go on.
So, we went to King of the Ring 2001 in Boston. It was the one where the main event was like the 6-man tag. Whoever gets the pinfall gets the title. It was like Vince and Shane and Triple H and The Undertaker and Kane.
God.
Nope, God wasn't in this one.
Oh.
So we had nosebleed seats. My dad didn't have tickets, but he knows people, and he also had a press pass because he used to do photography and stuff for biker shows.
So he was a reporter and a cop? Was he like a private eye?
Oh yeah, I
So-
think he might have
Private
been.
eye.
So he used to do like Laconia and Sturgis and all that kind of shit.
That was his
So he had his
undercover
press
job.
pass. It literally was like a homemade press pass, just like I do photography work.
It was just a fucking hat with a little card
Pretty
stuck
much.
in the side.
So,
Press.
so he pretty much.
see?
See,
I'm
that's
pretty
what a
sure what
press
he
pass
did is he flashed that and his badge at the same time, and they let him take pictures at ringside.
And they got really confused.
And he
and
left
said,
you in the nosebleed section.
Nope. It gets worse. So he ends up backstage. Now, he did not tell me this story for years. I only learned this story about a year or two ago.
So you were sitting in the nosebleeds by yourself?
No, I was with friends.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say.
He just, fuck you, I'm out.
You just said he went backstage.
Well, he did.
My dad took me to a
Yeah.
wrestling show and then went to get cigarettes, and I never saw him
He
again.
went backstage.
So he
left
ends
me
up-
waiting for a ride
he
out
ends
front
up
for like 3 hours.
Backstage, hanging out with Vince McMahon. It gets better. It comes to light that he takes photography for like biker magazines and stuff like that.
Yeah, you already told
And
us
he
that.
ends up taking photos of The Undertaker on his motorcycle, because this was during the American Badass phase. And then The Undertaker offers to let him ride his motorcycle around backstage. So my dad rode The Undertaker's motorcycle with Vince McMahon and The Undertaker hanging out.
That's pretty awesome.
Why the fuck didn't you come and get me?
Why didn't you tell us this story like a
Yeah.
year ago when I met you?
Yeah, why are we just hearing
Yeah.
about this now?
Because I was saving it for the show, man.
I told you this was all one big plan. He found this out like a year or so ago, and then that's probably when he wanted to start
Yeah.
doing this show.
Show's over now. We're done.
You motherfucker.
Shut it down.
All right, well let me read one. I feel left out.
I once read sat on Judas
Are you
Priest's
gonna read?
motorcycle.
Are you gonna read the top
true.
one?
I'm gonna read.
I don't know what page you're on.
Is it over yet? Wrestling podcast.
Okay.
I ask myself that every day.
Microphone logo at IIOY podcast.
Oh, why?
Hey guys, in regards to meeting favorite wrestlers, my 8-year-old daughter Ellie met Jason Primate Prime at a local indie show in England. When the show was over, we really wanted to meet the Primate and Rampage Brown. So we waited after the show. The Primate came out to meet us, still in full-on scary heel mode. He scared my daughter a little and then gave a quick wink and a whisper saying, "I'm not that bad really, but don't tell anyone." I just thought it was a really great moment. She had the courage to have a pick took with the maniac Jason Prime. Primate, unfortunately, cannot wrestle anymore due to Daniel Bryan syndrome, and that
Daniel
sucks.
Bryan came back.
D-Bry did come back.
So there's still hope for Primate.
Primate's super young, too. Like, I think he's in his mid-20s.
I didn't watch as much WCPW as you didn't, but Primate was a dude that I enjoyed watching him perform.
Yeah.
It was just good.
Yeah, he's a very good performer. And from what it sounds like, a very nice guy. And unfortunately, just another career that was cut a bit too short, but read that top one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, and then you just stopped abruptly.
No, I finished the fucking...
Yeah, but it's
Thank you
just
for your
so
submission.
abrupt. Yeah, there's no thank you.
Is
You're
it
acting like
over
it was
yet?
you.
Wrestling
Oh,
podcast.
is it over yet? Wrestling podcast.
Check them out on Twitter
it
at
over yet?
IIOY podcast. New to our little Twitter family, but I'm happy to know them. I've had some great interactions on Twitter with them. So make sure you go and follow them. Check out their podcast. Don't forget to continue to listen to ours, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut this one off right now and go listen to theirs.
Don't listen to Tommy Collins.
That's
Ever.
Then why even say this next story if no
Do
one's
it.
going to listen to me?
Slut nuts.
Because it's one of our good friends.
So, which one am I doing? Which one am I being forced to do right now?
Take the Bump podcast.
All right. Take the Bump podcast at Take the Bump Pod. A
Also-
story by Take the Bump podcast.
Thank you for not putting these in Comic Sans.
Next time I will.
Next time, that's all it's going to be. Like 5-point font and Comic Sans.
Cool.
So I walked into a Waffle House after a show in Dothan, Alabama. Where's Dothan, Alabama?
That's
Where the
last-
fuck's Alabama?
Down south.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
All right. I realized 2 giant circus bears at the counter. There were circus bears in this
I think it
in
was
this Waffle House, which probably is the weirdest thing he saw in that Waffle House. No, I thought one of you guys was going to say something.
No, we're going to let this
I don't know.
one.
I went to a Waffle House one time with the band that I was on tour with, and the singer began just eating not cleared plates that were on tables that the customers had
That's
left.
disgusting.
Yeah, that's Waffle House.
Did they all have cigarettes put out in them?
Probably
I
not.
like how your traditional Waffle House, they're like smoking or non, but it's like a 1 foot difference between the smoking section and the
it's
non.
a
there's
Waffle
a sign.
House.
There's a sign that says no smoking.
Yeah, and then on the
And
other
no
side
swearing.
of the sign,
There's one that says no swearing, too.
they would prefer you not swear, but smoking, that's fine.
Smoking's fine.
It's fun.
I do
Love
both.
Waffle House. I grew up in Waffle Houses.
Didn't your mom have a Waffle House credit card?
No, we
Is
went
that a
there
thing?
like every day though. When she would drop off my brothers who were older at school, and I wasn't going to school yet.
Did you have your grits,
No, but I did have hash browns.
which are delicious and carbs?
Yeah, this is a wrestling podcast, not a nutrition science podcast.
Yeah.
All right, jeez.
Or religion, hail Satan.
Ugh, Christ. So anyway, turns out these weren't circus bears.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he thought they were circus bears.
What a twist!
This
What a
is
twist.
the first Shyamalan twist.
ShamWow?
No,
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan. All right, so apparently there were circus bears at the counter. It was Mark Henry and the Big Show.
Well, it's the Big Show.
Remember
I
that
just
time
said
he
that.
was
I
like
will
all
continue.
about China and what was probably a dude in a wig? That was that Sunday Night Heat I was watching.
Oh, that was that one Sunday Night Heat that I
No.
happened to
It
watch.
was a storyline, but that happened to be the Sunday Night Heat I was watching.
Yeah. Anyway, next time you guys are at a Waffle House,
Yeah.
and
That'll be like 2-3 weeks whenever I'm in
yeah,
Ohio.
make sure you get your hash brown smother covered and dragged through the garden.
I usually get onions and jellies on them.
Yeah, but if you get covered, smothered, and dragged through the garden, that's like everything and everything.
Yeah. I don't like mushrooms.
Oh, then don't do that.
Do that, but then just say without mushrooms, please.
Don't drag it down that part of the garden.
Yeah.
The smoke tastes like a cow cut into an onion patch. It's a bad Napoleon Dynamite. But continue.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Can I finish?
All right. They were both super nice guys and talked to us for a while and even took a couple of pictures, which unfortunately my ex-GF has. His ex-GF, not my ex-GF. I don't. So she has the pictures.
That'd be weird if your ex-GF had them.
Yeah, it'd be really weird.
What is she doing in Alabama?
With Take the Bump podcast.
Yeah.
But super cool guys. Always nice to meet big stars who are legit good people. I think he means legitimate.
And that goes right back to the Bailey story, too. You know, it's nice to hear. I mean, I've heard Big Show, I've heard a couple, like, he can be a little like, hey, why don't you just, leave me alone. But everyone has a bad day. Mark Henry, I've heard, is just, like, big sweetheart.
I heard they're both big sweethearts. Like, I've watched a few, like, shoot interviews with Big Show, and he's just...
Oh, no, I'm not... In general, I'm assuming he's a very, very nice guy.
Everybody, like,
Everyone has a bad day.
You just got off an 8-hour flight, and then you get to go on a 10-hour flight with a, 2-hour layover. You don't want people...
Yeah, and then when you get off the plane, someone's going to put you through a table.
Yeah. Right. I understand. You're a large lad. It's hard to fit on airplanes.
I am a large lad.
Yeah.
Not as large as Big Show or Mark Henry.
Big Show's, 7'2".
I don't think he's that tall. I think he's 7.
All right, he's 7+.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. That was like the Big Show theme song, but different.
Yeah. Also,
Riveting.
Met Brian Malonis. Very nice guy. Not a
very nice guy.
Ring of Honor superstar. When I met him, he was not full-time Ring of Honor yet. Well, I mean, we've met him a few times.
Yeah.
When I interviewed him...
No, he's not full-time. He still can work indie dates, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because
no.
Because certain contracts for Ring of Honor are like, no, you in the U.S. you are Ring of Honor.
Yes, that is if you are the Bucks and Cody.
Well, I think Kingdom has that deal.
No, because Vinny Marscala.
I saw his last indie match before
really?
he did. His last indie match was, as far as I know, was XWA, and after that, I think he went full-time Ring of Honor. Taven too. I never see Taven around anymore. TK Orion, I never see any around here anymore, and they're all from here.
When was this that their last one was? Because
yesterday.
We saw him. Oh, then yeah, I can't dispute
No,
that.
this was XWA. It was Lockdown, so it was around Halloween.
Oh, I read an article this morning.
Around Halloween Havoc.
I read an article this morning, and it was Triple H talking about, like,
Yep.
going, to England and doing, like, cross promotions with their shit. He says that he is open to working with any promotion, including New Japan.
Yep.
That could be some pretty cool shit. Because WWE, Xavier Woods had that video game fight with Kenny Omega, and then they put out a...
They're doing it again.
Well, that was that was Elite versus New Day.
Yeah.
The Bucks and
then
they're
doing that again.
They put out a promo from when Kenny Omega was in, like, Deep South Wrestling or something, and so it's like they're acknowledging that Kenny Omega exists and that he's a good wrestler, not in WWE. Like,
I think that I would love to see a cross promotion between New Japan Pro Wrestling and NXT. I don't know about cross promotion with the main roster. I don't think they'd meld well.
8-man tag match.
Yep.
Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and the Good Brothers.
I like where you're going.
Versus, you could do, like, the Bucks, Cody, Skrull. Or the Golden Elite. Ooh, fuck. Golden Elite. That would be...
Well, because Ibushi was in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes.
I'm just going on New Japan guys in general.
Yeah.
So,
Zack Sabre was in the Cruiserweight Classic.
And Ibushi was already contracted to New Japan at that time, I think.
No.
He was not?
He was not. He was supposed to win the Cruiserweight Classic, but he wouldn't sign an exclusive deal with WWE.
Because he knew New Japan was
he
hinting that he was going to get hired on.
Yeah, he wanted to do his own thing.
And that's why we got TJ Perkins.
Yep.
Boo.
And we're here today reading user stories.
We are.
Listen, we can mix stuff in.
Yeah.
Terry Nielsen at LV sign chick.
LVS Igen.
LVS Igen chick.
She works for IGN. It's LVS IGN chick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
I don't
meet
think that's
and
true.
greet happened at intermission.
No,
and
it's
they
not.
used the signs for their thing. Oh, this was...
Yeah,
this-
so you're...
I'll let you...
Yeah,
you.
I
Why
was
would you
going-
not just stop him and read the other one that we have left?
Yeah. Dick.
So Terry Nielsen at LV sign chick, or LVS IGN chick, submitted... So we know about the Kingdom conspiracy angle happening in Ring of Honor, and
What?
she played a big role in this. She was doing a meet and greet with the Kingdom. Matt, Vinny, and I'm assuming TK Orion was there as well. And Taven had talked about the conspiracy angle before this, but I feel that the angle really got going when they started coming out with the signs that said conspiracy. She actually gave them, she made the signs, went to the show and gave them the signs that the first time they came out with the conspiracy signs, she had made them for them. And I think that's really cool because that became a huge part of that angle. The fact that they were essentially coming out and protesting with these signs. So I thought that was really, really cool submission. So she met them in a meet and greet, and the meet and greet happened at an intermission. And they used the signs for their thing. Matt was about to give them back when I told him if they could make good use of the signs, they had my permission. The rest is history. I don't follow a lot of Ring of Honor. I watch it when it happens to be on and I happen to be
It's
paying
on
attention.
Nessun,
It is.
which is super cool.
It's true.
However, I've always been a fan
awesome.
of the Kingdom, and this is probably one of the only storylines I've slightly kept up with in Ring of Honor. So I thought this was really cool. I'm wondering how many wrestlers kind of like either evolve storylines or evolve their gimmicks based on fan interactions. Because you got to think, especially like indie guys or like the mid companies like Impact and Ring of Honor. They have a lot more interaction with the fans than, say, a WWE wrestler, and they're constantly evolving their characters because they don't have necessarily creative breathing down their necks 24 hours a day. So I just thought it was curious. You have one chance interaction with a fan during a show, and that could create a whole new gimmick for you.
That's true.
So
Like
I thought that was
Chinaman
really cool.
Punk.
Terry, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that submission a lot. And we're kind of wrapping it up.
We got one left.
we have one left.
And we're going with I think save the best for last, just because I think she's fantastic.
Yes. So this one is a complete story that I don't need a backstory to, because that last one, I don't know.
Yeah.
James knew the backstory. I didn't, so I was reading it and it didn't make sense in my head. This is from our friend Jessica Lynn at the Wrestlebrook on the Twitters. I have so many stories, but the first thing that came to mind is when I went to a WWE house show and Shinsuke came out to meet fans. He grabbed my phone and took a picture. During the show and after his match, he comes over to my section, sees me, and grabs my phone again to recreate earlier.
And then he low blows her.
And then he punched her in the wiener.
Can't say wiener.
Wiener
Fine.
on the internet.
Sorry. Kicked her in the wiener.
God damn it. Jessica, thank
We
you.
specified wiener. We didn't just say you can't say that.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't say wiener.
Sorry.
Wiener. Jessica, thank you. Definitely, first and foremost, go follow Jessica on Twitter at the Wrestlebrook. She posts a lot of great photos from Wrestling as of Tomorrow and Limitless Wrestling. You look at her photos and you're like, man, those are good photos. Those look
They're pretty awesome.
high
photos.
quality. I've seen her take some of these photos with her phone. That's to me, that's talent.
I believe on Reddit it's called the opposite of potato quality. Because when you take a shitty picture, sorry for the potato quality.
Yeah, but her pictures aren't shitty.
Right, that's why I said the opposite.
Oh, the opposite. I thought.
Open your fucking ears.
What?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Just made you sound so old. You're like, I believe on Reddit they call that the opposite of potato quality. God, what an old
kids these days.
bastard, yeah. I think all the kids on Facebook are calling it lit.
Lit. That's litty. I'm hype about that.
That's a cool story from about Shinsuke.
That's pretty awesome.
A dude I've heard is like pretty nice guy. Like
He likes to surf.
Does he really?
Yeah, like that's like his big
Surfing
hobby.
Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's always surfing when he's... Whoa, you're having a seizure.
Hey, pal, calm down. You're having a seizure. Oh, if you've never seen Shinsuke wrestle Kevin Steen for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, you should.
Okay.
It's an old Ring of Honor match at World of Worlds when they CMLL in New Japan. They were wrestling and Shinsuke was doing his like, little freak out things, and Kevin Steen was just like, "You're having a seizure. Calm down. We'll get you through this." It was awesome.
Watch that match. That's Scott Perkins' tip of the day.
Tip of the day.
Steen/Owens is the best in-match banter of anyone in the industry.
Survivor Series a couple years ago, him and Jericho were making fun of AJ's hair.
Yeah. Have you seen he's been, like, whenever he's at ringside for matches, he's been walking around with his phone and, like, taking selfie videos and just talking shit the entire time. It's absolutely... he was doing one, and Reigns was coming out and doing his whole corner, ooh. And Owens is taking a video of himself, like a selfie video, and he sees Reigns in the video. He goes, "No, the video's not for you, Roman." The guy has this just...
Charisma. Machismo. I believe machismo is the
I would
word.
say comedic timing to just know the right thing to say.
Yes.
I was watching a match that was literally in a room.
He does what we do, but better.
This was 3 sides of the ring were directly against walls. Like, this was a tiny ass room, and it was Steen versus Cabana. And Cabana's like, blah, 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 you're not a wrestler, you're wearing shorts and stuff. And Steen just, like, pulls off the shorts, pulls off his shirt, and he's got a singlet on.
Yeah.
So he's like, "You want to wrestle? Let's wrestle." And they're doing a lot of grapples and holds. And Cabana's got him in a submission on the ground. And you can just hear Steen go, "I don't want to freak you out, but your balls are resting directly on my face." And I'm just like, this guy he's boom, ready to
gets
go
it, yeah.
every time.
He's a funny motherfucker.
If WWE ever moves away from PG, Owens is just gonna run with it.
Yes.
You know it. Once again, thank you, Jessica. We appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, no, this was fun. It was something
You're
a little
welcome.
different. I enjoyed it. It was fun to hear some stories from other people. It was fun to, just talk about something that wasn't like what happened on NXT, what happened in Ring of Honor. What
did happen on Ring of Honor?
I have no fucking idea.
I think they have a pay-per-view tonight.
Why would you go head-to-head with TakeOver?
I don't know.
Like, that just seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I'd put it on Sunday night.
Because even their pay-per-view over WrestleMania weekend was up against
TakeOver.
Cody and Kenny was the main event.
Yeah.
And I heard they didn't do great numbers.
No.
Because you're going up against...
Do it on Friday night.
Yeah. You're going up against a major... Not only are you going up against WWE, you're going up against the brand in WWE that everyone universally loves. Like, that's not a good plan.
No.
So, but that was fun. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening. Slapnuts, Judy Bagwell on a pole.
WWE is having a Greatest Royal Rumble type event in Australia. It's not going to have a Royal Rumble. I'm just saying it's just
Why?
like
When did
Why
they
not?
announce this?
Why would they not? They can call it the
I
Rumble
saw
Down
it
Under.
this morning. I know, they could.
Idiots.
Undertaker Triple H has
That's why
already
I
been
hate
announced. It's in
WWE.
September.
That's way better than Undertaker and Rusev.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, I mean, granted, anything's better than anything in Rusev.
No, Rusev's
Hey, James.
fine.
Yeah,
Happy Rusev Day.
fuck off.